All right, just watching the Miguel Burchelt versus Takashi Miura. Good performance by Miguel. Can I say? But I wanted to talk about a fight I saw earlier. You know, Omar Figueroa versus Robert Guerrero. First of all, I thought this was going to be a close fight. I really did. Right? Let me get this shit closed over here. There we go. I honestly thought it was going to be a close fight. Um, it did surprise me. Like the first round was kind of what I expected, and then I thought, okay, we're going to see fireworks. But Robert Guerrero, I mean, he got like Omar Figueroa. Robert Guerrero had no answers for the uppercut on the inside. No answers, and of course Figueroa will follow up with a hook. That right there, right in that phone booth, where Robert Guerrero feels comfortable, right? I mean, usually when Robert Guerrero gets close like that, he tends to really maul guys, and but he likes those close quarters, especially this half of his career. But Omar Figueroa, that uppercut really hurt Robert Guerrero, and after that, Robert Guerrero had no answers for Omar Figueroa. I mean, Robert Guerrero was, it's like he never recovered. He went down, I believe it was two or three times, I forgot, in that second round. And he took knees, man. Like, it's just like he wasn't, like, he took knees. He was trying to recoup himself. And I believe it was three times because that was a long-ass count, man. I thought the fight was over. I thought the fight was over. And Robert Guerrero took a sweet-ass time, man, getting up, and the refs just kind of still checking if he's okay. And, like, the round's over. Like, you can't be saved by the bell, but it didn't even matter because Figueroa, right? He took advantage of that in the third round. I mean, Robert Guerrero came out strong, right? Tried to bully him, but again, that uppercut, bam. He had no answers to the uppercuts by Omar Figueroa. None. Like, he didn't know what to do after that because he was dazed probably. But Omar Figueroa, man, it's one of my favorite fighters right now. One of my favorite fighters. He has been. I want to see him more active. I want to see him in there with the top dogs, man. He's a really, really good inside fighter. And, you try to tie him up, man. He's got that uppercut. And, at least with Robert Guerrero he did. But he's an action-packed fighter. He's not even, to me, he isn't even a knockout artist. But nonetheless, he plays his shots well. But Robert Guerrero, right? Roberto Guerrero, that dude is shot. Okay? That guy is done. Any sanctioning body needs to look very closely at Robert Guerrero and who he's fighting now, because this guy he hasn't had it for a while, and he's had a long career. He's been in some wars, and I think this is it. This is the end of the road. Hopefully PBC doesn't put Robert Guerrero again on PBC. Hopefully HBO doesn't put him on Boxing After Dark or something. Hopefully Showtime doesn't put on his fights. That's it, man. When a fighter is done like this, you got to stop giving him those paydays. Because then you're a culprit. Robert Guerrero is a shot fighter. And some people may come out and say, no, he's not shot. He just got caught with a good uppercut, which he did. He couldn't recover from a big uppercut that Omar Figueroa landed. But, I understand he couldn't recover, but, I mean, that's it, man. I think he's done. I think he's finished. Robert Guerrero was one of my favorite fighters, at one point. I think he was good at lightweight. I think – he was good in some of those weight classes, but, man, welterweight, and it isn't for him. Like, you know what I mean? Welterweight just isn't, his division. It's he's not built for it, you know, and it's showing. His punch resistance isn't there, and he can't go to lower weight classes anymore. He's outgrown them. So at this point, he's done. You know, there's nothing left for him here. And again, he got sparked by a guy that I don't even consider a monster puncher. He's an okay puncher. I mean, Figueroa could, he could thump, but he's not this monster puncher that takes guys out like that. Okay, and you know, in fairness, that uppercut was beautiful, but at the same time, it's not just this fight. If it was just still doing this thing and it was just this fight, okay, fine. But it's been an accumulation of different things, you know. It's time to let the younger guys take these, you know, main event spots on PBC. Like, you know what I mean? It's time to let somebody else take that spot, and it's time for Robert Guerrero to step to the side. Right? That's what it's time for. We'll see where Omar Figueroa goes from here. You know, I want to see him in there with the top guys, man. Like, I want to see, like, that's what I want to see. Let's get these fights rolling. Let's get these fights going. Okay. I honestly thought this was going to be a war. Honestly, I thought, man, I can't wait for this fight. I thought these two guys were gonna. I thought Omar Figueroa would win a decision. I thought, you know, he'll be more active. Robert Guerrero's on a downslide here, but I thought Robert would win like good six, like 5 rounds or so. I thought it would be a tight fight, a close fight that Omar would outwork Guerrero in. I thought it would be exciting, but it was exciting, but it was short-lived. And that's the end of the road for Robert Guerrero, man, right? You know, it's the end of the road. I'm sure he got paid his a couple $100,000 for this fight here. Take that money, invest in it, move on. You know, he made his millions when he I forgot how much it was. Was it like 4 million, 5 million, something like that when he fought Mayweather? That's a lot of money, man. You know, take that money and hopefully he invested his money well. I don't know if he did or he didn't. I don't look into the boxers' personal lives like that, but hopefully he did. And I think it's time to move along, right? He didn't look that good in there. You know, it's also when he took that knee. Like, boxers need to understand, right? You can't keep taking knees like that. You know, and to me, like, here, what was very telling. You know, and I don't want to be, you know, disrespectful or anything, but it seemed to me like Robert Guerrero wanted the ref to stop it, and because fighters do this, man. They get knocked down, they take a knee, or they stay down. The ref stops the fight, and then, you know, they get up and they start arguing with the ref. You know, I'm just saying, you know, that's on you at that point. That's on you at that point. You know, if the ref isn't here to read your mind, you know, it's, and to me, that's always a sign that a fighter wants the ref to bail them out, and they could say, well, I was fine. The ref stopped it. I still wanted to fight, you know, and okay. But you know, I think the fight was going to go one way. And every time he got on the inside, man, Robert Guerrero, he did not react well at all to the inside shots. I mean, Omar Figueroa is a really good inside fighter. He gets really good leverage with those inside shots. Just really good in that phone booth, man. And you can't fight that guy like that. You know, you have to create space against a guy like Omar Figueroa, right? You got to tie him up when he gets close to you, or at least you could try. You know, but you got to fight him mid-range or get some distance on him, you know. But I felt like maybe Robert Guerrero, because the way he's been fighting rough on the inside and holding guys, I thought, well, maybe that's going to make the fight interesting. But he had no answer for that uppercut, as I said, or even the hooks on the inside, no answer. And it seemed that once he was hurt the first time, anything that hit him was rocking this guy, right? So it's a wrap, man. He had a great career, multiple division champion, for whatever that's worth, although it seems everybody is a multiple division world champion nowadays. We've got to analyze those things. But nonetheless, nonetheless, I mean, he accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. Not everybody does that. So right off into a sunset, and I can't wait for the next Omar Figueroa fight. I can't wait. All right? It's DStyleBoxing. I'm out.